Hi, this is Kamera. My first few minutes with God, day number 340, 2 Corinthians chapter 10 through chapter 13. Paul is writing the church of Corinth. They're thinking that Paul is weak and timid because when he visits them, he's all humble, but when he's sending those letters, he's speaking all bold. But Paul tells them that he doesn't want to be that person in when he's addressing them in person. He explains to them that we don't wage a war as humans do. We use God's mighty weapon, and it is to knock down the stronghold of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing God. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Christ. He tells them that there are apostles, well, they already know that there are false apostles slandering Paul, and they're comparing themselves to each other. And he tells them that when people commend themselves, it doesn't count for much. The important thing is for the Lord to commend them. If you want to boast, boast only about the Lord. And he tells them that he's jealous with the jealousy of God himself. He says, I fear that someone or somehow your pure and undivided devotion to Christ will be corrupted, just as it was. Eve was deceived by that cunning serpent. Well, you happily, put up with whatever anyone tells you, even if they preach a different Jesus that you were preached to about, a different spirit that you received, a different gospel that you believed. He said, was I wrong when I humbled myself and honored you by preaching God's good news? I didn't expect anything in return. In fact, the Macedonians are the ones who financed my time with you, basically, is what he told them. I've never been a burden to you, and I never will be. Yeah. So now he's like, since they boast, these false apostles, they boast about their human achievements, and since you enjoy putting up with fools, Paul says he will boast about his own. Paul says such boasting is not from the Lord, but I am now acting like a fool. That's what Paul says. Just like them, I am Hebrew, I am Israelite, I'm a descendant of Abraham. Then he tells them about his many, many trials. Paul says this boasting is no good for nothing and no one. And he tells them about the vision and revelations from God, from the Lord. He says that he was caught up to a third heaven 14 years ago to paradise and heard things so astounding that they cannot be expressed in words. Things no human is allowed to tell. He says that type of boasting was boast worthy. But he says he's not going to boast about those things. That's to keep from becoming proud. Paul says, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me, to keep me from being too proud, to keep me. And they torment him about his weakness. And this weakness is so that the power of Christ can work through me, he says. He prayed about it, but God's like, no. So Paul says, when I am weak, well, anyway, when he did pray about it, God says, my strong, your strength is shown. My power is shown through your weakness. So Paul says, when I am weak, then I am strong. Paul tells the Corinth church that he has proven himself to them. And the only thing he did was he failed them by not allowing them allowing himself to be a burden to them. Paul says, I'm afraid that when I come back to visit you, you're not going to like my response. My response is not going to be good because I have a feeling that you guys are still doing your immoral things. Those sinful things that you were doing before, you're going to be doing. You're not going to like my response. Now again, I warned them and all others, just as I did before, that the next time I would not spare them. I will give you all the proof you want that Christ speaks through me. But he says, examine yourselves to see if your faith is genuine. Test yourselves. Surely you know that Jesus Christ is among you. If not, you have failed the test of genuine faith. Paul says, do the right thing before we come. We cannot oppose the truth, but must always stand for truth. Paul said, I close my letter with these few words. Be joyful, grow to maturity, and encourage each other, live in harmony and peace, then the God of love and peace will be with you. So there you have it, guys. This is day number 340, 2 Corinthians chapter 10 through 13. You have a God-filled blessed day.